Unstoppable.
I want to go to a place where people have the energy to make changes right then.
Unbeatable.
What I want to do is show them how to totally change the game.
Undeniable.
He did not know who he was fucking with.
This is Unfuckwithable.
To be unfuckwithable, you have to be at total peace and be able to be at a place where nothing that anyone says or does can fuck with you or move you off your peaceful point. Mr. Unfuckwithable.
I know you full of shit.
You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit. You're so full of shit.
Hey y'all, it's Ike here, Ike Johnson from UFW Lifestyle, or Big Ike if you will. I call myself Big Ike because I want to recognize the bigness, the trueness, the power deep within myself and also within all of you. Now, I did not always start off as Big Ike. As a matter of fact, I was kind of a shitty guy. I was full of shit until I learned to release it. A little bit about me. Big Ike used to be, like I mentioned before, full of shit. When I say full of shit, I was full of pains, hurts that I needed to release. Those pains and hurts caused my body to be, constipated to such a degree I had to learn how to have enemas, colonics. I thought that it was because of the food that I was eating, not realizing it was because of my mental and emotional state. I was carrying around pains that caused my body to be heavy and to be constipated. I learned that after I learned how to release those pains by talking about them. As a guy, we're trained not to be emotional. We're trained to hold things deep inside, and I did. I held a lot of what I thought were weak experiences deep inside. Looking back, they weren't weaknesses. What they were periods in my life where I learned to be strong. I thought that they were weaknesses. I thought if I talked about those, that they would make me seem weak. But it wasn't until I learned to talk about those that I became stronger. How? By releasing them, my body became lighter. My gait became lighter. I even stopped having constipation. That was cured. It was because I let things go. I let go and let God within me. So letting go of these pains, those thoughts, they made me lighter, and they also helped people around me because they thought if I, Mr. Big, Mr. Wonderful, could talk about fears and pains, maybe they could too. So let's go back to my life. I'm going to share with you a few of my experiences that I thought made me weak. I started off as a premature kid. I think that I was probably about, maybe 3 pounds at birth. And because of that, I was placed in an incubator for the first few days or weeks of my life. I think, I'm not sure, that caused myself to have nearsightedness. So I had to wear these Coke bottle glasses for years. You can imagine the amount of ridicule I got from wearing them. However, my mother did something that was great when I was very young. She enrolled me in what was called a special school then. This school had people who were like me, who were wearing thick glasses. It had people who were deaf. They learned how to sign. Some people were blind and learned how to read Braille as well too. But none of us was told that we were not special. We were told indeed that we were special and that we could do anything in life. Example, I learned how to develop film at an early age. We had our own dark room. We would process the film. I also learned how to swim as well too. And we also had our own competition where we would race go-karts. One thing we did was we learned how to type. I guess back then people thought typing was important, so I could type 100 words a minute with no errors before I was 12 years old. We were never told that we could not do anything. Now, looking back, I thought that was weakness because that's just me thinking that having Coke bottle glasses made me weaker, but it also made me stronger. It made me fight harder. It made me want to do better than my peers who had normal vision. So what was a quote-unquote curse, if you will, turned out to be a blessing. And I've been blessed and cursed like that all my life. Men, I want to tell you this. By releasing and talking about your pain points, your fears, is not weakness, and they will learn to be stronger. I can say that now because I learned that it healed me to be able to talk about those pains, those weaknesses. I became healed. I never would have thought that would have happened. My girlfriend always told me, be more open, be more transparent. And I always said, no, I just don't think so. But I had an opportunity to speak a while ago. And during the speech, I decided to try and practice being more open. But by doing that, I got this instant feeling of being lighter. And I think at that time, my body started to be healed of lifelong constipation. I mean, any guys who have gone through this know that it's not fun being constipated. So I tried fast, I tried enemas, I tried colonics, high colonics, you name it. I used to take in psyllium seeds and psyllium husks and all this stuff to be able to allow myself to let go of the constipation. I even tried acupuncture. And yes, it did help me, and I was able to poot very quickly, but it's not something I could do every week or every day.
Did you say poot?
I said poot. Okay. Not a good word, poot?
Just keep unapologetically you. Oh, Lord.
Oh, but I was able to poot. Okay, shit. I was shitting, guys. Shit. But I felt so relieved. That person in the background is my lovely producer, Tree Taylor. She is the voice of Tree Productions, an amazing producer.
I'm the voice of who?
Tree Productions? Is that what it is?
No.
What
Who
are
is
you?
Tree Productions?
I thought it was Tree Productions.
It's Tree House
Oh,
Productions.
Tree House Productions. That's
you
right.
You pay me.
That's right. Oh,
you don't know who you pay?
I write her a check. Tree House Productions. Amazing woman. And we'll talk more about her experiences throughout the podcast as well, too.
We don't have to.
We don't have to.
Because I'm not going to use words like poot.
Oh, but I did poot, though.
It's defecate.
Okay.
Or shit, but not poot.
I was shitting up a storm, guys. When I went through that transition of learning how to be lighter, that problem resolved itself. Another experience. And I'm sharing these experiences with you because I want you to see that I've gone through several things that were, I would say, deep pain points within my life that I've never shared before because I thought that they were weaknesses within me. And I did not want to appear weak. One thing I could not do is appear weak. At this time in my life, it was back in the late 90s, I was a consultant. And if you're a consultant, you're basically in a right-to-work job, meaning that if you don't work, you don't eat, and they can get somebody else. So you don't want to appear weak at all. You don't want to show weaknesses. You don't want to show that you don't know something. Most consultants, they have this fear of being exposed. They don't want to show any kind of weakness. So at that time, I was in New York City. I started seeing spots, and I went immediately to University of New York, where one of their surgical students, not a doctor, but a student, helped to reattach or stitch up my retina, if you will. I suffered a torn retina. But because of the stress on it, when I got back to California, it became detached. I don't know if you guys have ever had a detached retina, but I can tell you it's a scary experience. I've never seen such dark blackness before in my life. When your retina detaches, that vision in that eye or eyes becomes black, pitch black. So I had to go to a doctor who put into my bubble, and I had to basically hold my head down so that the bubble could push the retina back into place. At the same time period, I went to see my regular doctor, eye doctor, who said, Ike, you're taking this very calmly. I was scared shitless. Not because of losing jobs, but I was scared that I would have to depend on someone else. And I had never been in my life dependent. I was always a strong one. I was always the one able to support either financially or otherwise other people. I was that guy. I was the strong guy. I was the guy who had the finances. I was that person. But at this point in time, I was the weak guy who needed help. I was afraid, but I knew that I had to make decisions. So I told my doctor, I don't have time to be afraid right now. I'll be afraid later. Each day for the next couple of days, I was in pitch darkness. And then each day for several days, I had to sit up with my head looking down towards the floor so that the bubble would push the retina back into place. They also gave me a pair of goggles with small pinholes in them because they wanted to judge the amount of light that I could see. So I could see small amounts of light, but for the most part, I was kind of helpless. A good friend of mine did help me out by buying groceries and what have you. So I had that, but even then, I was reluctant to ask for too much help because I did not want to feel weak. I was alone. Guys, if you are going through any kind of experience like that or any other experience, I implore you, I beg you, not to do it alone. You don't have to. There are friends and people out there who will help you, who want to help you. And in time, you're probably going to be asked for help as well, too. And you're going to be more than happy to help somebody else who's going through an experience quite like that. So if you are going through that experience or any experience where you feel helpless and weak, you're not weak. I've learned that it's the deeper side of you, the big you, like me, the big Ike, who is guiding me through these experiences so I could become stronger. That experience made me stronger. That was shit that I was carrying for a long time. But now, even right now, I feel a lot lighter because I was able to share that experience. Was it embarrassing? No, not at all. Did I feel weak? No, not at all. Do I feel bad about sharing? No, not at all. I thought I would feel kind of funny about this, but I don't. I feel, again, lighter. I feel stronger, and I feel that I may have helped somebody else by allowing them or motivating them to share their deep experiences. Ike Johnson, UFW Lifestyle, saying this: you are not alone. If you're going through anything, think of it as an experience that's going to make you stronger and make you better. The bigness in you has the power to bring you through this and other life experiences. Men, no matter what you're going through, there are people out there who are going to help you and who will help you.